In New York, there was a guy named Marcus, a back-end developer with a soft spot for classic literature and zero tolerance for drama. He wasn't flashy, no sports car, no cologne that could be classified as a bioweapon, just books, black coffee, and a quiet confidence that most people missed at first glance. One crisp Monday morning, he texted the girl he'd been seeing. "Hey, hope your weekend was good. You okay?" No reply. No scene, just pure digital tumbleweed. 3 days passed. Still nothing. Not even a meme. Not even an accidental like on an old Instagram photo. She had vanished. Ghosted. Gone full Houdini. Now most guys might spiral, overanalyze every emoji, replay every conversation like it was a crime scene. But not Marcus. You know what he did? He didn't chase, he didn't triple text. He bought a gym membership, learned how to froth milk properly, and started reading Meditations by Marcus Aurelius. Because apparently, being ghosted by Jennifer leads directly to becoming stoic like Marcus. And that, right there, is where everything began to shift. Not because she came back, but because he didn't need her to. Part 1. When she ignores you, you don't chase. She didn't text back. Cool. That's not your cue to type out a paragraph. Delete it, retype it, and then hit send at 2:13 a.m., hoping she's just busy. No, my friend. That's your cue to sit up straight, crack your neck like a stoic gladiator preparing for battle, and whisper to yourself, "Ah, yes, a perfect day to reread Letters from a Stoic, because a man of value doesn't beg for breadcrumbs. He doesn't chase echoes, and he definitely doesn't try to negotiate attention." While she's out there pretending her phone fell into the Bermuda Triangle, you're at home mastering the art of emotional weightlifting. That is, carrying the silence without flinching. Stoic men don't react. They respond, if they even feel it's worth it. Most people panic when they're ignored. But a Stoic man, he treats it like an unexpected vacation. Less texting, more thinking. Less needing, more growing. And maybe, just maybe, the peace you feel when she goes silent is the universe reminding you you were never supposed to chase what was running from itself. Part 2. Silence is the coolest declaration. You don't need to raise your voice to be heard. In fact, some of the loudest messages ever sent were whispered, or better yet, never spoken at all. When she pulls away, ignores your texts, or plays the classic hot and cold game, most men react. They ask questions. They demand answers. They throw emotional tantrums disguised as heartfelt confessions. But you do something far more powerful. You say nothing. Because silence, when used with confidence, isn't weakness. It's war paint. And while she's busy wondering why you're not chasing, why you're not asking what's wrong or begging for her attention, she starts to feel the shift. The control she thought she had, slipping. The power she assumed, cracking. That moment, when your silence walks into the room before you do, is when she starts to wonder, wait, did I just lose him? You see, silence isn't just the absence of words, it's the presence of self-respect. It says, I don't need to explain my worth, I simply live it. And that's the kind of speech she'll remember far longer than any love letter ever written. Part 3. A lesson from a coffee shop in Chicago. I have a friend named Brian, lives in Chicago, wears flannel even when it's 80 degrees out, and believes coffee is a sacred ritual. He dated this girl for 6 months. Things seemed solid, until one day she vanished. No text, no call, just poof, ghosted like a magician on closing night. Now Brian could have fallen apart. He could have gone on late-night rants, drunk texted her paragraphs, or binge-watched sad movies with ice cream and regret. But instead, he opened a coffee shop. Not out of revenge, not to show her. Just because he figured if someone could disappear that easily, maybe it was time to invest in something that stayed. Something real, something grounded. 2 months later, she walked in. Awkward smile, hesitant voice. "Hey, how have you been?" Brian looked up from the espresso machine, smiled like a monk and said, "I learned how to make a proper latte. Want to try one?" She didn't answer, because in that moment she realized he had moved on. Not out of bitterness, but growth. She ghosted him. But now, she was the one feeling invisible. And the foam on that latte? Just the final flourish on a masterpiece of quiet dignity. Part 4. You don't have to prove your worth. Real love doesn't require a sales pitch. You don't have to stand there with emotional PowerPoint slides explaining why you're worthy of being loved. And you definitely don't need to look in the mirror every morning shouting, "I'm amazing," like a self-help cartoon character. Confidence isn't about convincing others. It's about living in a way that makes explanations unnecessary. You don't have to post your accomplishments online every 5 minutes. You don't have to drop subtle hints about how generous, deep, or emotionally available you are. Because the truth is, people who are truly valuable don't audition. They simply are. You know what's attractive? A man who's not performing. A man who wakes up, makes his bed, crushes his day, and isn't waiting around for someone's approval to feel whole. That kind of energy doesn't scream, "Look at me." It whispers, "I know who I am." And whether you stay or go, that won't change. The moment you stop trying to prove your worth is the moment the right people recognize it. And the wrong ones, they quietly exit, right where they belong. Part 5. If she doesn't see your worth, that's on her. You didn't fail because she didn't choose you. Let that sink in. You only fail when you forget to choose yourself. Rejection isn't a reflection of your value, it's a reflection of her vision. And if she couldn't see the strength in your stillness, the depth behind your silence, or the beauty in how you carry yourself without needing applause, that's not your burden to fix. You don't need to draft a dramatic farewell text. You don't owe her closure wrapped in poetry. You owe yourself peace. When someone doesn't recognize your worth, it's not your job to shine brighter. It's their loss for standing in the sun and claiming it was just a lamp. Because here's the truth. The right person won't need a reminder. They'll feel it, they'll know, and they'll show up accordingly. So if she walks away, let her. Don't chase, don't explain. Walk your path like a man who understands that value doesn't beg and dignity doesn't negotiate. Her not seeing you? That's not your failure. That's her missed chance. And you? You're just getting started. Conclusion. Strength is found in calmness. The world is loud with people screaming for closure, begging to be seen, and chasing ghosts that were never theirs to begin with. But not you. Be the man who walks away without a scene. Head held high, peace intact. No angry texts, no cryptic posts, just quiet grace. Because real strength isn't in how loudly you react, it's in how calmly you release. You've still got a life to live, dry cleaning to pick up and places to be. Love doesn't end you, it refines you. And some exits don't need fireworks, just footsteps and freedom. Thank you for watching till the end. See you in the next video.